So scientists have confirmed the possible dangers and risks in eating processed meats and have identified links between processed meats and cancer. Nitrate is used as a fertilizer in farming, while nitrite is widely used in processed meats to extend their shelf life and to give meats like boiled ham its pink color. And just a few clicks east of Switzerland, where the elite meet up for the World Economic Forum in Davos, France is set to cut the use of nitrites in food after the National Health Agency confirmed they raised the risk of cancer. Now, the use of nitrate and nitrite in processed meats is a health concern and possible danger, but manufacturers who use nitrite in products such as ham and sausage are fearing what comes next as the French prepare to place a full ban on the use of potentially cancer-causing nitrates. The World Health Organization reported in 2018 that there were links to nitrates and nitrites ingested through processed meat to colorectal cancer. The two substances are also suspected to be linked to other cancers such as ovarian, kidney, pancreas, and breast cancer. The WHO agency advised cutting nitrates and nitrites to a minimum. Nitrate is used as a fertilizer in farming, while nitrite is widely used in processed meats to extend their shelf life and to give boiled ham its pink color. And although a nitrate ban would spell disaster for meat processing businesses, lost revenue, declining profits, and possible bankruptcy, there are some farmers who are managing to turn extremely profitable small businesses without the use of added chemicals to their farm-raised cattle. However, there are other obstacles that are in place that stand in the way of reaching maximum profits, as well as avoiding possible jail time. Lancaster County farmer Amos Miller has been fined $250,000 for repeatedly violating food safety regulations according to the FDA and USDA. And this bird-in-hand Pennsylvania farmer is facing fines and possible jail time for repeatedly violating food safety laws. Miller owns Miller's Organic Farm in Bird-in-Hand, Pennsylvania, which sells beef, chicken, and other meat, as well as raw milk. But the farm has been tangled with federal authorities for several years over its food handling practices. The Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, found listeria in the farm's raw milk in 2015 after raw milk sickened 2 people and killing 1. Through genetic testing, the FDA identified the strain of listeria as genetically similar to the strain that sickened the people, leading the FDA to conclude that Miller's milk was likely the source of the bacteria. Miller told news and media outlets that his milk was not proven to have caused the illnesses and that the person who died had pre-existing conditions as well. And farmer Miller's family is very upset that the FDA and USDA is using her case to make them look bad. The Department of Justice has filed several lawsuits against Miller and the farm, including a 2019 lawsuit that ultimately won an injunction to cease violating food safety laws. Following that, in 2020, Miller signed a consent decree acknowledging he violated the injunction. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, or the USDA, and the Food and Safety Inspection Service, FSIS, are tasked with ensuring meat and poultry sold commercially is safe, wholesome, and correctly labeled and packaged. Food and Safety Inspection Service agents accuse Miller of intentionally ignoring federal regulations on slaughtering livestock and processing labeling meat. Miller believes many federal regulations lead to food being more unhealthy in comparison to his farm's methods, which he believes are how God intended. The Lancaster farmer, Miller, said the citric acid antimicrobial wash used at a local slaughterhouse was harmful. Miller's Organic Farm's practices are organic, non-GMO, chemical-free, hormone-free, and antibiotic-free, according to his website. Miller said, "The cows get sunshine, they get green grass. If the animals eat good, then we eat good." The court orders point out that other Pennsylvania Amish, Mennonite, meat and poultry farmers and sellers routinely submit to FSIS inspection and other statutory and regulatory requirements, including Belmont Meats, which is Amish run, and Miller's Biodiversity Farm. Miller's Organic Farm Buyer Club has more than 2,000 members, and some members of Farmer Miller's Organic Farmer Buyer Club are calling for these sanctions to be reversed. Miller said, I think we stand together, or I think if we stand together, the government does feel that pressure. Additionally, a GoFundMe page has raised several thousands of dollars to help towards paying the fines. Despite Farmer Miller selling his meat and other organic food from his farm at a premium, he believes that if they have to pay it all themselves, it will be very likely that they will not be able to move forward. But he'll do whatever it takes to keep their children on the farm rather than going out into the world looking for jobs, which he believes cannot be good in their culture. Failure to pay the fines could result in further fines and possible jail time. When operating a small business, you're faced with so many challenges and obstacles, and this is why it is important to have a network, community, and family to help you through the tough times and alongside you to celebrate the good. Having knowledge, expertise, and experience in business operations is priceless when navigating bad deals like legal fights and fines, such as in this case of Farmer Amos Miller. This is also an important time to stress the importance of retained earnings. So now you may be asking yourself, Kevin, what exactly are retained earnings? Well, retained earnings are an important part of any business, providing you with the means to reinvest or grow your business. Retained earnings reflect the amount of net income a business has left over after dividends have been paid to shareholders. Anything that affects net income, such as operating expenses, depreciation, and cost of goods sold, will affect the statement of retained earnings. Retained earnings can be used to pay additional dividends, finance business growth, invest in a new product line, or even pay back a loan, or in this case, a fine. Most companies with a healthy retained earnings balance will try to strike the right combination of making shareholders happy while also financing business growth. Retained earnings are part of the profit that businesses earn that is retained for future use. In publicly held companies, retained earnings reflect the profit a business has earned that has not been distributed to shareholders. Retained earnings can be used for a variety of purposes and are derived from a company's net income. Anytime a company has net income, the retained earnings account will increase, while a net loss will decrease the amount of retained earnings inversely. For those recording accounting transactions in manual ledgers, you should be sure closing entries have been completed in order to properly calculate retained earnings. And those using accounting software like QuickBooks will have their retained earnings balance calculated without the need for additional journal entries. Keep in mind that if your company experiences a net loss, you may also have a negative retained earnings balance, depending on the beginning balance used when creating the retained earnings statement. Along with an income statement, profit and loss statement, balance sheet, and statement of cash flows, a statement of retained earnings is required for all audited financial statements, which are typically required by banks, financial institutions, lenders, as well as public companies. Now, if you want to know how to prepare a retained earnings statement or dive deeper into small business, side hustles, accounting, and methods of producing and perfecting your passive income side streams, we should chat. Links included in my contact information is in the description box below.